BP Oil Company, first known as the Anglo-Persian Oil Company, was established in 1908 by George Reynolds and a crew of hard-working men. Their first oil line ran to Britain and stretched over 200 kilometers in length. The successes of the business did not come until the 1920s when cars became a phenomenon and increasingly popular. Today, BP, or British Petroleum, is not just a company for oil, but a company for many natural resources powers such as wind power and solar power. Throughout the years, BP has struck oil in numerous places and has made a fortune selling it. But recently, the company has found oil deposits in places deep in the oceans, and this has started a new practice called ocean drilling. There are a few benefits to offshore drilling. Essentially, it helps local economies by creating jobs and greatly reduces the United States' dependency on foreign fuels. The offshore platforms that the rigs are placed on also create a structure which basically creates a home for marine life by allowing the marine life to find shelter or a place to hide out for a while. The name of the rig used in the Gulf of Mexico, specifically the Macondo region, was the Deepwater Horizon. The Deepwater Horizon was constructed in 2001 by Hyundai Motor Industries in South Korea. The rig was first owned by a company called Transocean and then leased out to BP from 2001 to 2013 with multiple contract renewals within those years. There were contract renewals between about 2001 to 2003, again in 2004, and then once again in 2009. The Macondo project wasn't the only drilling that the Deepwater Horizon did. The Deepwater Horizon also drilled at the Tiber oil field, which is located 250 miles southeast of Houston, Texas, during its initial years of use. Note, this was a successful drilling, and then BP moved the oil rig to the Macondo project area. Granted that the Tiber oil field in its time of 2009 was the deepest well ever drilled into at nearly 4,200 feet in depth, the Macondo well was a bit deeper at just over 5,000 feet when they started drilling in 2010. BP did not want any scientific research on the rig to see if it could sustain the pressure of going that deep, and boy did it really turn to bite them in the rears in 2010. The Deepwater Horizon exploded during the night of April 20th, 2010. The blast was only 40 miles off the coast of Louisiana, and for about 3 months, oil leaked from the well at a rate close to 35,000 to 60,000 barrels a day. When the explosion happened, workers were building a cement casing to reinforce the well, and then methane gas rose up from the well, caught fire, and exploded. 11 of the workers were never found, and 17 other people were injured. The fire burned for about 36 hours after attempting to put the fire out. The Deepwater Horizon rig sank. Interesting to know that out of the 126 workers that were actually working on the Deepwater Horizon rig, 7 of them were BP employees, and 79 of them were employees of Transocean. At the time of the explosion, BP also only owned 65% of the Deepwater Horizon, while 35% of the Deepwater Horizon was owned by other various companies. Questions may pop up like, why does it seem BP is totally responsible if they only own 65% of it, and the rig was initially made by and approved by another manufacturer? In our opinion, we think that BP was legally turned to because they have the most assets and they are the more recognized company to the general public in America. But then again, let's watch this parody video on what really happened throughout the cleanup process afterwards. No matter how silly this may seem, The facts given in this video are closely related to actual solutions that BP tried to use and stop the oil from occurring. Here we go with the video.
Sharks, that's the best plan of action. Yeah, great. Don't worry about it. It's a small spill on a very large table.
Sir, I think we are underestimating just how much coffee was spilled.
Yeah, that's a lot of coffee.
Well, we better hurry up because it's almost reached my laptop.
Calm down, calm down. Boom.
It's also going to destroy all the fish.
Oh boy. Okay. Boom. Look at that.
My God, it's encroaching on my map of Louisiana.
Okay. Okay. Look. Oh no, fish.
Laptop.
Okay.
Map.
Okay. I'm sorry. Look. Oh no, fish.
Laptop.
Wait. I've got a brilliant idea.
Oh. Okay. Jones, you gotta hurry up. I think the public is getting suspicious.
All set. Damn. Didn't work.
Oh my God, we are really screwed now. Look, garbage will fall into the coffee cups, stopping further spillage.
Now there's just coffee and garbage.
Wait, I've got an idea. Damn, I really thought that would work.
Well, maybe it doesn't work right away. Let's observe it for 3 hours and then reassess it.
Okay. We just wasted 3 hours. Damn it.
That's everything I've got.
God.
The gentleman from Halliburton are here?
Send him in.
Gentlemen, oh my God! You guys are partly responsible for this. You provided these styrofoam cups knowing they were unstable.
Oh, no. Don't put this on us. You know what? Halliburton doesn't have to listen to this. We are out of here.
I've got Kevin Costner on the phone. He'll know what to do for sure.
How big is the spill?
Pretty major, Mr. Costner.
Do you have a golf ball?
I have a ping pong ball.
Good, now throw it at the spill. What happened?
Nothing.
Of utter despair and catastrophe. Oil from the ocean is spilling out of control, and the rescue effort seems futile. It's horrible. We can't stop the oil from contaminating everything.
Our home is covered in sludge. Where are we supposed to go?
Just look at all my scrimp here. My scrimp is the best scrimp inside of Louisiana. Now down the road, got up in that scrimp, and it ain't worth the slime and new paper it's sold on. Just look at all that oil on my scrimp.
Scientists are still assessing the effects of the estimated 170 million gallons of oil that flooded into the Gulf after the explosion of BP's Deepwater Horizon oil rig. More than 8,000 birds, sea turtles, and marine mammals were found injured or dead in the 6 months after the spill had occurred. The long-term damage caused by the oil and the nearly 2 million gallons of chemical dispersants used on the oil spill may not be known for years. The immediate impacts in the months following the Gulf oil disaster, wildlife managers, rescue crews, scientists, and researchers saw many immediate impacts of the oil impacting wildlife. These immediate impacts were such things like oil-coated bird feathers, and this could cause birds to lose their buoyancy and the ability to regulate body temperature. Mammals could have ingested the oil, which causes ulcers and internal bleeding. Sea turtles were covered in oil, which just can't be good. Everybody knows that. And dead and dying deep sea corals were discovered 7 miles from the Deepwater Horizon well. The long-term impacts of the oil spill, even though oil is no longer readily visible on the surface, it still isn't gone. Scientists have found significant amount of the Gulf floor, and the oil that has already washed into wetlands and beaches will likely persist for years. we likely will not see the full extent of impacts for many years, which makes creating and implementing successful restorations plans a serious challenge, although they have been in effect for the last couple of years by BP. Economically, the BP has spent millions of dollars, possibly even billions of dollars, trying to restore what they have done into the environment. And this is their corporate social responsibility that they have to do for the environment and economically. The Huffington Post wrote on October 10, 2010, that the oil company had already spent $11.2 billion reacting to the explosion that happened on April 20th, 2010. In June of that year, BP said that they would set up a $20 billion trust fund to guarantee payments of individual damage claims. BP said it had paid $399 million to settle $127,000 claims up to August 23rd, when the Gulf Coast Claims Facility took over the program. The GCCF has paid $806 million for 44,000 claims, BP has stated. Also, DoSomething.org listed 11 facts about the oil spill. One, which was President Obama announced that his administration would create a $20 billion spill response fund, and two, that BP is responsible for $40 billion in fines, cleanup costs, and settlements as a result of the oil spill in 2010, with an additional $16 billion due to the Clean Water Act. The other 9 facts won't be listed. Bloomberg.com claims that BP complained that it has paid over $9.7 million to a construction company in northern Alabama that does no business in the Gulf region and whose profit rose in 2010. A digital printing business in Alabama also received $3.7 million even as his profits increased. Also, that when BP reached a settlement agreement that it would cost $7.8 billion for the whole thing. The reason that BP is really concerned about and complaining about these $9.7 million and $3.7 million payments that they're making out to companies is because they believe there's no damage done to anything that they've done. But here's the one thing that the problem is. BP never really had a backup plan in case anything went wrong. They never let any scientists test or do any data to see if the Deepwater Horizon oil rig could actually go to 5,000 meters deep. It only they just assumed that it would because of the earlier one in the Tiber oil fields. A better solution, looking back in hindsight, which is 20/20 perfect vision in the past, is basically they should have had a second plan and maybe had an extra pipe valve or something that could have really turned things around and none of this would have happened.